Welcome back. We continue our broadcast here from the Jozini local municipality here in the north of KZN, and it's one of the parts of KZN that's really been hardest hit by the drought that we've been experiencing nationally. We did talk a little bit earlier about the areas like Limpopo, Northwest, even water restrictions in Gauteng, but here in KZN the scarcity of water is really having a dire impact on the day-to-day lives of ordinary citizens. The Premier of this province, along with the delegation, hands-on today, will be interacting with community, will be investigating some of the interventions that's been put in place at a provincial level, and that's what part of our broadcast is covering today. Right now, I'm standing with the Premier of KZN, Mr. Senzo Mchunu. Sir, thank you very much for joining me here.
Thank you very much.
Talk to me about this need to come to this local municipality, to sit down with members of this community, to a hands-on move from intervention to intervention, going from the boreholes station to the water schemes. Why was this need?
Well, on one hand, there has been a situation where the community felt that they were not being attended to adequately, basically because of lack of information. On one hand, we have started interventions, hiring uMkhanyakude to make immediate interventions on the water crisis here, make medium-term interventions, and these interventions are broad. They cover water for people, water for animals, water for wildlife, because if we don't do these things, tourism will be affected, life will be affected, every other thing will be affected. We have then put in these major programs addressing immediate needs of our people, and we then said after a month since this started, we must come here, see for ourselves that these things are really working and they have the desirable impact, but over and above, communicate directly with people so that we hear from them whether our interventions are working. This is a very important day. That's why we're holding a cabinet today here. But that's why we started with the Ukhozi interaction in the morning. And now we hope that by the time the sun sets, we will have communicated all our interventions to the people of uMkhanyakude, and from now onwards they will know that government cares, government is worried, government has set in a number of programs which are definitely going to address all of their needs, even if not adequate, because of the drought, the extent of the drought. And we want people to understand that there is major weather change, and then over and above that there is this drought. But nevertheless, they are not going to be left high and dry. We are here as government, we are working with them, and we are going to at least make sure that life continues with our programs.
You've issued a number, 40,000 livestock lost so far, but also the other things, there are direct impact on tourism, things like that recently KZN just launched their short-lived campaign.
We are very sympathetic to our people because of loss of livestock. This is a matter of life and death to them, because even if a family has 10 or 5 head of cattle, this is their wealth. It represents more than just having those 5 cattle. I mean, spiritually, you feel you possess something, and therefore the loss is very heavy to them, and we are sympathetic to them. But however, our intervention that we'll be announcing at 12:30 today will include intervention by agriculture in terms of how they are going to try assist with feeding cattle, feedlot for cattle, and other means, of course. But in the main, we hope that we will cross the bridge with, of course, fewer cattle, but at least some will still be having them. And this thing is escalating to wildlife, as I said. Part of the attraction of this part of our province, which is very crucial, is tourism, which has an impact in overall GDP of the province. Now, with this kind of drought, there is no doubt that there is a threat to our tourism, judging from the number of animals that are dying inside our game reserve. Nevertheless, people out there should still hope, should remain hopeful that not all is lost, because we are making interventions. Not all our wildlife is going to be wiped out by drought. And as we are intervening, because we realize that this is our mine, this is our gold mine, this is our diamond mine. So we are going to do everything to save our tourism, and they must keep on coming because things are going to run. It has started raining like yesterday, and we're hoping that more rains are going to come over and above the interventions that we're doing.
Premier, I don't know if you've seen some of the pictures that we've been showing on air, but just some of the children crossing the river this morning on their way to school. Anything that was potentially set up to kind of sort out that problem?
No. These children who are crossing here, I think they are just doing it on their own, because just down here, there is just down there is a crossing where they can just go and then cross. But up here, as you see, close by, there's another crossing. I don't know why they like this particular spot. I think they're just taking a shortcut, and now they will make it seem like it's a crisis. No crisis at all. But of course, we want to warn them that this river might be full very soon, and they mustn't take a chance. They must go back to the bridges.
Premier, thank you very much for talking to us, and not only talking about government's intervention plans and everything that they are putting in place, but there is a high-level delegation led by Premier Senzo Mchunu that will have a little bit later interact with the community, hear their grievances, but also making serious announcements on some of the plans put in place to deal with this drought. We also heard the Premier talk about a whole list of issues related to the work that they're doing at a provincial level that will be implemented, and even making comments about some of the pictures we saw this morning of children crossing the river. Let's go back to the studio where Valen is standing by with your sports news.